Well, what about Travis Bazzana, Jay? Hopefully when he's healthy, he could become that two-hole hitter for the Guardians.
I like that.
He's not healthy right now.
Right.
And according to Jason Stark, who ranks prospects.
Keith Law, I thought.
Keith Law, excuse me. Yeah. Keith Law, who's one of the more respected MLB prospect rankers. Bazzana, who was the #1 overall pick last season, has taken a fall in the overall prospect rankings, leaving the top 10 and falling down to number 25. Is it time to be concerned about the Guardians' top prospect, considering some of the other classmates from his own draft have already either made it to the majors or are tearing up AA, while Bazzana has been okay, but not lived up to the #1 draft pick hype yet?
Man, we was talking about all them what's-the-names, you know, the guys that was pitching and hitting. We talked about the kid from Florida. There's a kid from Georgia, I believe, that played third base. There's all these other guys, but we took to me, you tell me, it seems we took Bazzana based on his intangibles, based on his work ethic, based on the grit, the nature of which we plays the game. He just seems to fit into what the Guardians like to do. Are you concerned that the skill set may not be as high as some of these other guys and you take them at #1?
I'm starting to get concerned. I wasn't when they did it.
I'm not going to get concerned yet. I think it's still too early. And it's easy to look at Nick Kurtz from the A's already in the majors. Jack Caglianone, the first baseman, power-hitting first baseman from the Royals, in AAA on the precipice, getting caught up any day now. Yeah, so it's easy to look and say, well, those guys from that draft class are already up, and this guy's still floundering in AA or struggling a little bit. First of all, progress is never linear with all of these guys. Of course, you want him playing at a higher level. I thought that there was a chance, had he played well this year and stayed healthy, that he might be up now or close to now, June, July, somewhere in there, that he could be at second base. The Guardians believe so much in him that they traded Jimenez to Toronto to make a spot for him and to get off of Jimenez's future money because he hadn't been delivering on the offensive end. So the one thing that Keith mentioned that is a little bit troubling, I think, is if you have to move him from second base to left field, because what he provides offensively at second base is a nice upgrade. As a corner outfielder, it's not as great. So if defensively, if he can't handle that spot and he moves to the outfield, that's a little discouraging or a little bit disappointing, because I think that they really wanted him to grab hold of that second base job. So that's the one piece of it, but it's still far too early to say that this is a problem or it's not working out or anything like that. What this is going to do, the fact that he's injured now and he's got this oblique, is it probably is going to delay his arrival until next year and probably May of next year, because if he doesn't get back in time, he doesn't get enough at bats this year, well, now you're pushing it to next year. And if you push it to next year, well, you might as well push it 1 month and get the extra year of control on the back end. So that's the biggest disappointing part of this to me, is the fact that he's hurt. It probably delays his arrival in Cleveland to most likely May.
My biggest concern is
next year.
The defense. I think the offense, he's going to figure it out. He's a very hard worker. He's smart. His approach to hitting, he's a professional hitter. Yeah. That's what he wants to become. He studies it. He gets into angles. He gets into physics. He gets into all of that stuff. I like that. My concern is partly what you said. If he can't pull it as a second baseman defensively, and you put him in left field, absolutely that changes everything. Yeah. Why? Because you wouldn't have drafted him where you drafted him if he was coming out as a left fielder. And this development has to be concerning to the Guardians. Look, Keith Law is great. He's not the end-all, be-all. The Guardians might be looking at this and saying, you know what? We're fine with what he's doing. You know, the oblique injury obviously sets him back, but it's one guy. I trust Keith. Keith is fantastic. I worked with Keith for a while. He's great at what he does. He knows these guys. He studies these guys. He talks to everybody. So he gets a wide-ranging opinion on players like this. But, yeah, if he has to move to left field because his defense, it changes everything, because now you drafted a lighter-hitting left fielder at #1 when there were other guys in that draft that they should have taken if that's the way they wanted to go.
I mean, Jack Caglianone is going to play right field for Kansas City when he comes up.
And he's going to be a prototypical corner outfielder.
If you were looking for a corner outfielder, you would have taken him.
Yeah. But you were taking him because he could play second base, and he gives you an advantage over the average player because of his skill set at the plate. But so this is, I'm not going to say my arrow on him is pointing down, but it's sideways now, where I thought before it was going up.